What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and we're going to go over the markets today. Before I begin, make sure you scroll down, smash that thumbs up. Let's get this video to 1,000 likes. If you look down, there's less than 1,000. Make sure you smash the likes. If there's more than 1,000, make sure you smash the likes. Also, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Are we going to get a bounce today? Are the traditionals going to get a little rally to kind of recover some of their losses that they got yesterday, or do we just continue down? As of the time of making this video, pre-markets are still down. We'll see what happens at open. May get a little relief rally, but as you guys know, my target for the Dow is around 30,700 points. A break of this channel, guys, and that could be extremely bad for the Dow. Now, if it was to rally for the next few days, we could get as high as that 32.8. So that would be the area to watch. If we get a rally up to this point, I'd be watching Bitcoin when this hit this point, and would probably be a really good time to short Bitcoin. I do think we at least come down to test the bottom of this. Now, if this breaks, I've talked about it over and over. This is the Dow Jones and the Great Depression. You can see the similarities and the drop here. Now, could we be right here and get another pop-up? That's a possibility also to be aware of, but you need to be aware this could be it. This took a little over 2 years to bottom, so that would put us in sometime in 2024. Could happen a little quicker. As you guys know, my Bitcoin comparison to the Amazon chart, which we'll be taking a look at, shows the bottom of Bitcoin approximately a middle or end of 2023. If it plays out like I think it's going to. Obviously, there's no guarantees in any markets, but so far everything's been playing out good. Okay, so the dollar, the DXY, we broke this. Now, our next major support is around 102 for the DXY, which would line up with the 200 EMA. If that is the break, I do see major support here at the 101, and that's the measured move of the breakdown from this channel. It could be a quick wick down to 102 and continue back up. I think the dollar is much higher to go in the longer term. As you guys know, I've been bullish on the dollar for well over a year, and everyone was calling me crazy. If we take a look at the weekly chart, I've showed you guys this before. A break of this 105, and I think it's going to go super parabolic. Let's look at the monthly. You can see here I had this falling wedge right here that we broke out of. Seemed to be consolidating. Looks very bullish here, ready for a breakout. Could get as high as this 172 for the dollar. That would be the measured move of that. Not to say we have to get that high, but it's definitely a good possibility. Be careful. That matches up a lot with, if you look back here in 2008, you can see, where is it at? Right here was a 2008 pump. The market did a big dump. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it. There's the 2008 pump. This pump, if this happens, will be huge. That will match up with the Dow Jones doing something like this. So again, guys, I'm telling you guys to be cautious and be careful. I know a lot of people are super bullish. The markets, the traditional markets, Dow Jones, have been on a bull run for 100 years, right? I think it's time for a real bear market in that. And if that happens, that's going to bring other stuff down with it. As you guys know, my Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart, this was the Amazon bubble. There were many .com scams that needed washed out. There's many crypto scams that need washed out, and I think that's begun. Look at Luna. But anyways, if this was to play out like this, this took if it took the same amount of time, it would be about middle or end of 2023, and it could go as low as 37.20. Does that mean it's gonna go that low? No, that means there's a good possibility that it does. And I've been talking about this since December 2nd. I posted the video. You can look at my YouTube page when I first posted it. Could it be a great opportunity? Definitely could be a great opportunity if this does play out the same way. But it took Amazon 10 years to break the all-time high after this crash. But once it broke that all-time high, it was crazy. So in the super long term, if this plays out, I am extremely bullish on Bitcoin coming around 2023. That doesn't mean it's going to skyrocket like people think and just go to new all-time highs. It could stay stagnant for years in, a $10,000 range. Who knows? We'll be keeping an eye on it. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I do daily updates before market opens. I try to get them out before market opens. I'm trying to keep them a little bit shorter now, but this is my macro chart with the fib channels in here. We did break this fib channel that we were talking about, that 3,900. Once that broke, the next fib level is around lower to mid $20,000 range. Could be 23, 24,000. But if this does break, our next level is going to be way down here. Now, depending on how long it takes to get there, if it gets there towards the end of this year, it would be around 14,000. If that breaks, and we do go down to the next level, it's going to be about 62. But remember, I said we could go as low as 35. If you look here, every time we bottom, we wick below those levels. So just something to be careful, be cautious. We're going to get into the smaller time frames here. First, looking at the weekly, we had this target on the weekly of 23 to 24,000. We did hit on Coinbase. We did hit the 25, almost hit 25,000. Could that be it? We get our bounce up to retest this channel. Remember, this is the weekly. We could wick above it, but the major weekly resistance is around 35,000, 35,300, depending on how long it would take. If it took months and months to get up here, it could be higher. But like I've said before, I think once we do get in that range, I think we range for, maybe 6 months, somewhere in that time before actual capitulation. If we get it, the capitulation will be the break of that 23,000, somewhere in that range. But again, that could be a long time from now. If we look at the weekly RSI, still got plenty of room for the downside here on the weekly RSI before, it gets a push up. But remember, on the RSI, the week it breaks this, it could get way down here and then come back up and close above. Remember, the RSI follows the bodies of the candles, not the wick. We had pointed out this hidden bearish divergence where we were making, in a downtrend, making lower highs in the price action, higher highs in the RSI. We were expecting a downturn, which happened. Also, if you guys are familiar with my EMA strategy, the yellow line is the 55. So the 8 crossed, 13 crossed, and the 21 crossed. Then we open and close the next candle below the 8 EMA, which is a weekly sell signal. We did get that last week. So another thing to be looking at on the bearish side. This chart I haven't shown in a long time. We actually have another gap up here right around 35,000, which would be, the test of that weekly resistance if we were going to close that gap. But there's still gaps all the way down here. There's one at 35.70, 75.75, 97.60, 11.2, 18.6, and 24.7. So remember, they don't have to close. A lot of people like to talk about them, but when they do, they only talk about the gaps that are above us, not below us. And there are plenty below us. So another reason to be cautious. Before we get into the smaller time frames, we'll also be looking at Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, gold, silver, my old charts, just a quick look at them. So anyways, if you guys are interested in trading, check out Prime XBT. My link's down below. As of right now, we are having a trading contest, Savvy Trading Clash right here. I'm ranked 99 right now out of 1,800. All you have to do is hit the join button right here where it says trade. I'm already joined, obviously. Hit the join button and it'll ask you for a key. You put in 777777 and you get in. It's totally free. You can win prizes, money prizes. There's also an NFT, a Sappy Seal NFT prize. So if you're interested in learning the platform, that's an easy way to do it without risk. If you're actually trading on the platform, you can use my promo code Savvy50. That'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus to use towards your margin. Savvy25 will get you 25% off your trading fees. All right, so looking at the daily, as you guys know, our first target was the break right here. We did hit that almost. Our target on the daily is around 24.3. And as you guys know, that is a measured move from the break of this falling or rising wedge. When it broke, we put this target down there way back here in December of 21. We were looking at that as this being the target is the measured move. Does it have to hit there? It doesn't. It was pretty close, but I do think there's a good possibility. This is the daily, so obviously it's got more time. Could pop up more, but I do think we hit this. And like I talked about before, if we do get a big bounce there, then we may get another push up before coming down. This could be months and months in the making, just making lower highs and then making a possibly, this is just speculation, but possibly making this descending triangle and then capitulation after that. So something to be aware of, be cautious. And the 4 hours. So the 4 hours, see what I mean on the different time frames, we get different levels. So on the daily, we have lower to go. On the 4 hour, we hit our low right there perfectly. If you guys are watching this channel, we had this target there from the break of this and bam, we hit it. Now remember, the weekly resistance is at 35, which is matching up with the 200 EMA. Could we hit that? It's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it is still looking pretty damn bearish. And if we zoom in to the 4 hour channel here, we could go up just a little bit more, retest this before continuing down. We're back above the 4 hour resistance on the RSI. Really, that means nothing at these levels. Like I said, every pump in a bear market will keep people bullish and keep people holding or get people to buy so the big boys can dump on them. And each pump will get lower and lower all the way down until you bottom. As long as people are calling the bottom, that's a good indication that the bottom is not in. Remember that. All right, so we did get back into our channel here and even got support. So if we were to go higher, where's the next point? I look for resistance to add to my shorts around 30,100, give or take. Coming up to retest this here, but our target is 26.5 on the hourly. If we break back down below these lows, and then if we're looking at it from this break here, if you look at this line and up to that top line right here where we broke and take a measured move of that, it gets us down to right here around the 21,000. So that's another good possibility. Be cautious. You can see here in the hourly, we have higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action. That is bearish, hidden bearish divergence. The trend is down. Be careful. Ethereum. So Ethereum, we're still getting a bounce at that 1919. Like I said, a break and confirmation of this becoming resistance. My next target's around that 1564. And then ultimately, if we are in that bear market, around 680. If Bitcoin does take till 2023 to bottom, we could go much lower than that, believe it or not. Litecoin, same thing. We've had this targets here. These charts are months and months old. So at the break of this, we had our measured move to 24, still looking down towards that range. Again, if we don't bottom till 2023, this could be much, much lower. XRP, same thing. Very old chart. Our targets are 28 first, then 17. And again, if the bottom is 2023, could go much, 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 much lower. I had been talking about this possibly being a descending triangle right here. And it broke, may come up and retest around 56 cents. But unless you get above that, this looks like the death of XRP. Just my opinion. Doesn't have to be yours. All right, gold. So gold is right now broke out of this rising channel. Right now, testing it. If we continue to get rejected here, I think we go down to these 1500 levels. And again, if the bottom is around the middle or end of 2023, it could actually be much lower than that. Silver, another old chart. We hit our first target almost. But I do think if we break below that 20, we're looking for around 15.5. And again, could be much, much lower. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think and what you're doing in the markets. I'm curious to hear. Take it easy, guys.